My name is Maria, and I'm 65 years old living in the heart of Chicago, where the wind never stops whispering secrets through the skyscrapers. I thought I knew betrayal from my ex-husband, who left me with nothing but a broken heart and a 5-year-old boy to raise alone, but nothing prepared me for the pain my own son would cause after I gave him everything, including my life savings of $2 million scraped together from years of scrubbing floors in high-rise offices and caring for the elderly in nursing homes downtown. It all started when my son Alex came to me with stars in his eyes. He was 28, fresh out of college with a degree in tech from the University of Illinois. He had this idea for a startup, an app that would revolutionize how people connect for local services like finding plumbers or tutors in real time. "Mama," he said, sitting across from me in my tiny apartment kitchen, "this could be huge, but I need capital to get it off the ground." I looked at him, remembering this boy who used to draw robots on napkins and dream big. "How much, son?" I asked, my heart already knowing. "I'd find a way, $2 million, he whispered, like it was a prayer. I didn't flinch outwardly, but inside it was everything: my retirement, my modest house in the suburbs, my inheritance from my parents who immigrated from Mexico and built a life here from nothing. I sold the house, the one where Alex grew up playing in the backyard with neighborhood kids. I cashed in my 401k, ignoring the penalties that ate away at the total. I even pawned my grandmother's gold necklace, the one she wore crossing the border years ago. All for him, because that's what mothers do. We sacrifice so our children can fly higher than we ever did. When I handed him the check, his eyes filled with tears. "Mama, you're the best. I promise I'll make you proud. We'll build this together." Tech Connect, he called it, and for the first few months it felt like our dream. He called every day, updating me on progress, showing me sketches of the app interface, even inviting me to the co-working space they rented in the Loop. That's where I met Sophia, his business partner, a sharp 30-year-old with a Harvard MBA and a smile that could sell ice to Eskimos. She had the marketing savvy Alex lacked, and together they seemed unstoppable. "Nice to meet you, Mrs. Maria. Alex has told me so much about your support," she said, shaking my hand firmly, but her eyes scanned me like I was an outdated model in a showroom. I wore my Sunday best, a simple blue dress, but next to her designer suit, I felt small still. I smiled back, proud to be part of this. As the app developed, Alex shared less. So the calls went from daily to weekly. He canceled our traditional Friday pizza nights, a ritual since he was a kid. "Sorry, Mama." Sophia scheduled a pitch meeting with investors, he explained. I could hear her voice in the background, crisp and commanding. When I visited the office unannounced, bringing homemade tamales for the team, Sophia greeted me at the door. "What a surprise," she said, her tone flat. "Alex is in a strategy session. Perhaps call next time." I waited an hour, but he never came out. That night I cried alone, wondering if my questions about the budget were too much. Silent investors stay silent, she had said once, but I wasn't silent. I was his mother, the one who made it all possible. Months passed, and the app launched to fanfare. Local news in Chicago covered it. "Young entrepreneurs disrupt service industry." Alex and Sophia posed for photos, smiling arm in arm. I saw it on my phone, not from him. When I called to congratulate, he was brief. "Thanks, Mama, we're swamped. Sophia thinks it's best to focus now." No invitation to the launch party held at a trendy rooftop bar downtown. Instead, I watched stories on Instagram, strangers toasting my son's success while I sat in my rented studio apartment, the walls closing in. Then, the message came, a text that shattered me. "Mama, Sophia, and I think it's best if you don't attend the expansion event. Your presence might confuse the narrative with investors." My heart stopped. Confuse the narrative? I was the narrative, the woman who bet everything on him. I reread it a dozen times, the words cold like Lake Michigan in winter. Something inside me stirred, not just pain, but anger buried under years of love. I thought of my hands raw from cleaning chemicals, my back aching from lifting patients, all to give him a shot. Now he saw me as an embarrassment, a relic from his past. I confronted him over coffee at a diner near my place. "Alex, why?" He shifted uncomfortably. "Mama, Sophia says we need to professionalize separate family from business. Sophia again, always her whispering in his ear, turning him against me. I raised you alone after. Your father left us. Remember the nights I worked doubles so you could have books, computers, everything. And this is how you repay me, he looked down. I know, Mama, but this is different. We're building something big. I left feeling hollow, like I'd lost. My boy to this woman who saw me as competition, the distance grew. He stopped sharing financials, even though I owned 55% from my investment. Vague emails replaced conversations. When I pushed for details, he snapped, Mama, trust us. Sophia handles that. I didn't trust her, not after seeing how she dismissed me in meetings, treating my ideas like amateur. One day, I found out through a LinkedIn post they'd secured a big partnership with a major chain. No word to me, the majority owner, that night. I decided enough was enough. I wasn't just a checkbook. I was Maria, the fighter who'd survived. Versailles called my old friend Carla, a lawyer from the neighborhood who'd helped with my divorce papers. We reviewed the contracts over tea in her office. Maria, you have power here, she said. You're not silent. You're the boss with veto rights on major decisions. Use it, I nodded, feeling a spark. I hadn't in years. The next day, I emailed Alex and Sophia, mandatory board meeting tomorrow, 10 a.m. my office, which was really my kitchen table, but I meant business. They showed up, Alex nervous, Sophia smug. What is this about? She asked. I laid out the papers. I want full transparency, weekly reports, and inclusion in decisions, or I pull my shares. Her face hardened. That's not how this works. I smiled. It is now. The meeting turned heated, Sophia argued. I was overstepping. Alex tried to mediate, but I stood firm. Remember, son, without me, there's no Tech Connect. He nodded, defeated. We agreed to terms, but I saw the resentment in Sophia's eyes. That was the beginning of the real storm. Little did I know she was already plotting her exit, taking what she could. Weeks went by, things improved superficially. Alex called more shared plans, but Sophia's influence lingered. She pushed for expansions. I questioned the costs, leading to clashes. One evening, Alex confessed, Mama, Sophia thinks you're too involved, maybe step back. No, I said firmly, I'm here to stay. That night, I dreamed of my mother telling me to fight for what's mine. Waking up, I knew the battle was far from over. Though company hit milestones, sales climbed to 1 million users, buzzing in Chicago tech circles. But personally, the rift widened. Sophia organized team retreats, excluding me. Alex justified it as business only. When I saw photos online, her hand on his arm, to familiar jealousy mixed with suspicion. Was she more than a partner? I pushed the thought away, focusing on numbers which looked good on paper. Then the betrayal hit like a freight train. An email from our accountant flagged irregularities. Funds shifted to a new account. I dug deeper with Carla's help, discovering Sophia had been siphoning small amounts, setting up a shadow company. Alex confronted her, but she denied it. We need proof, he said, but I knew in my gut she was poisoning everything. Not just the business, but our bond. One stormy Chicago night, Alex called, frantic, Mama, Sophia's gone. She took the code, the client list, everything. I rushed to the office, files deleted, servers wiped. She left a note, thanks for the start, I'm taking it further. Her new app, a direct copy, launched the next week, poaching our users. The company tanked, stock value plummeted, investors fled. Alex sat in the empty space, head in hands. What have I done? I hugged him for the first time in months. We rebuild Sun together. We started from scratch. I used my network from years in service industries, connecting with local businesses. Alex handled tech. We rebranded as Family Link, emphasizing trust and community values. Slowly, users returned, drawn to our story of resilience. 6 months later, we were back, stronger, sales doubling. Sophia's venture flopped amid lawsuits. We filed for theft today at 65. I sit on our board, co-CEO with Alex. Our bond mended through fire. He calls me partner now, not just Mama. The wind in Chicago still whispers, but now it's tales of triumph, not loss. This is my story of sacrifice, betrayal, and redemption. A reminder that family endures when built on respect. The success of Family Link brought new challenges, but also healing. Alex and I worked side by side in our new office overlooking Millennium Park, the bean sculpture gleaming below. Like a symbol of reflection, I thought back to the dark days when Sophia's shadow loomed large, turning my son against me, but now we were unbreakable. Or so I believed. One day a journalist, I'm the Chicago Tribune, called wanting our story. From rags to riches, mother-son duo conquers tech. Alex hesitated. Mama Dewey. Share everything and audit. Truth sets us free. The article went viral, highlighting my role as unsung hero, the immigrant's daughter who bet it all. Women messaged me inspired, saying your story gave me courage to speak up in my family. Alex beamed. Scenes impact. You're a star, mama, but shadows lingered. Sophia faced trial for intellectual property theft. Her lawyers dragged Arnami through mud, claiming I was a meddling investor, not a partner. Alex testified mama believed in me when no one did. She's the heart of this company. The judge ruled in our favor, awarding damages enough to expand. We celebrated with pizzazz, our old diner toasting to new beginnings. Life settled into a rhythm. I mentored young employees, sharing life lessons from my pizzazz. I look at this. And we all know I've been exploring that. When we all know I've been exploring my. We celebrated with pizzazz. I've celebrated with pizzazz. Our old wide air. I said with kazat. As I said my wide tour, pizzazz. With sidequays, with contads, with sejada. Ever at, with my wath at we can wid wa I can kali cray kasai to we to kai to you can you said we sad you to say you if to see you we to go to the I do kai can you do you kasai kai guy we I cat I could give to we you if it I get I get to I could sky could guy do you get it I could you with it and could go Cleaning days, respectively job. I told them it builds character. Alex listened to applying it to leadership. Our app evolved, adding features for community support like free listings for nonprofits. Users loved it. Ratings soared. Investors knocked. But we chose carefully. No more Sophiastin. Personal life intruded. Alex started dating Alina, a kind teacher from the South Side. She embraced me immediately. Maria, your tamales are legendary family dinners. Returnal water filling my apartment one Sunday. Alex proposed to her over at dessert. Mama will. You walked me down the aisle. Tears flowed. Yes, son, always. The wedding was beautiful in a garden near Navy Pier, Chicago skyline. As backdrop, I stood proud, watching my boy vow love eternal. Alina whispered, thank you for raising such a man. In that moment, betrayal felt distant. A chapter closed, but business never sleeps. We expanded to New York, hiring a team there. I flew out, overseeing setup, feeling vital. At 65, age is just a number. I quipped to skeptics. Our revenue hit 5 million. Alex surprised me with a bonus. Buy back your old house, mama, or something better. I chose a condo downtown with views of the lake. Independence or Ginturd on Thegurney. I wrote a blog post for our site, Lessons from a Mother's Investment. It went viral again, sparking talks at women's conferences. I spoke in Atlanta, empowering audiences. Demand your worth, ladies. Silence isn't golden, it's chainsalix. Tended one beaming from the front. Wrote challenges arose. A competitor app undercut prices. We innovated, adding AI matching users. Loved it. Sales rebounded, proving resilience. One night over coffee, Alex confessed, Mama, I almost lost you to my ego. Never again. I smiled. We've both grown. Today's family Link is Morathan, an app. It's a legacy of love, respect, and grit. From Chicago's streets to national acclaim, our story inspires. Remember, betrayal can break you, but awakening rebuilds stronger. This chapter closes, but the book continues. Family Link was no longer just a Chicago success story. By early 2025, we had offices in New York and Miami, and investors were calling from California, wanting us to open in Los Angeles. Alex and I flew out together to scout locations, landing at LAX with the Pacific Ocean sparkling like a promise. Mama, this could be huge, he said, excitement in his voice like when he was a boy dreaming of building robots. I smiled, feeling alive at 66, stronger than I had in decades. We found the perfect space in Santa Monica, right near the beach, where the air smelled of salt and possibility, while Alex handled. C-Tech setup, I walked the streets talking. To local business owners the way I use Seto chat with, clients when I cleaned offices, people opened up to me sharing their struggles finding reliable help in a city full of dreamers. Your app sounds different, one restaurant owner told me over coffee. It feels human, not just another cold platform. That word human became our brand. We launched in LA with a big community event, free listings for small businesses, live music, tacos from a local truck. The turnout was incredible. Families, kids, entrepreneurs all celebrating together. Alex pulled me on stage, Mama, this is because of you. The crowd cheered, and for the first time, I didn't feel like the invisible investor. I felt seen. Back home, Alina gave birth to our first grandchild, a beautiful girl named Rosa, after my mother. Holding that tiny bundle in the hospital, I cried happy tears. Alex whispered, you taught me what family really means, Mama. Nights became softer, filled with lullabies and baby smells. I moved into a bigger condo downtown Chicago with our room just for Rosa. Life felt complete, work, thriving family, growing respect, flowing both ways. But success. Tracks wolves. One morning, Alex called me early, his voice tight. Mama, we have Aproblum, a venture capital firm from Silicon Valley. Had approached offering a massive investment, $20 million for 30% of the company. They want seats on the board and more control, he explained. I remembered Sophia, how sweet words hid sharp teeth. Let's meet them, I said calmly. We flew to San Francisco in a glass office overlooking the bay. The lead partner, Victor, was charming, polished. In his 30s, with a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. Mary Ayer's story is inspiring, he said, but to scale nationally, we need aggressive growth. Family values are great branding, but business is war. I didn't like him. Something in his tone reminded me of how Sophia used to dismiss me. We thanked him and left. In the car, Alex asked, what do you think, partner? I think we growed our pace, son. We don't need their money to lose our soul. He nodded, relief in his eyes. Good, because I felt the same. We turned them down politely, but Victor did take no well. Suddenly, negative articles appeared online, questioning our slow growth, calling Family Link old-fashioned. Competitors popped up with flash ads undercutting our prices. Users complained about bugs we hadn't seen before, almost like sabotage. Then the real blow came. One of our lead developers, Raj, a quiet, brilliant guy from India who'd been with us since the rebuild, quit suddenly. He sent Alex an email saying he got a better offer from Victor's firm, double salary, stock options, the works. 2 more engineers followed. Alex was devastated. They were key to our new features, Mama. I hugged him. People can be bought, son, but loyalty can't. Well, find others, share our values. We did, but it slowed us down. Revenue dipped for the first time in a year. Investors got nervous, sending emails asking for updates. One night, Alina found Alex staring at his laptop, tears in his eyes. Victor sent me a message, he said, showing me the screen. Take the deal or we'll crush you. Attached were screenshots of internal emails leaked, somehow painting us as inefficient. My blood ran cold. This wasn't business. This was personal. I called Carla, my layer friend. We need to fight back, I told her. She dug and found Victor's firm had a history of hostile takeovers, buying talent, poaching, clients spreading grummers. It's their playbook, she said. We decided to go public with our story. Alex and I sat down with a major tech podcast in LA, telling everything, the offer, the pressure, the leaks. We didn't name Victor directly, but message was clear. Family Link stands for people over profit. The response was overwhelming. Users rallied, posting #stand with Family Link. Small business assured how we help them. Media picked it up. Mother-son team faces Silicon Valley sharks. Victor's firm backpedaled, issuing a statement denying involvement. The damage was done to them, not us. New talent applied, wanting to join a company with heart. We hired, carefully rebuilding stronger. Sales bounced back higher than before. Victor disappeared from our radar, his firm feasing elsewhere. Another lesson learned: success brings tests, but staying true wins. As I watched the sunset over Lake Michigan holding baby Rosa, I knew we're unbreakable. The threats made us sharper, closer. Family Link wasn't just an app anymore. It was a movement. By mid-2026, Family Link had expanded to 10 major cities from Seattle to Atlanta. Our user base hit 10 million, and we went public not with fanfare but quietly, keeping majority control in family hands. Alex insisted, "Mama, your shares stay the largest." "You earned it." I tried to argue, but he wouldn't hear it. This is our legacy together. The IPO made headlines. Chicago mom becomes tech millionaire overnight. Reporters camped outside my condo wanting interviews. I agreed to a few, but only to talk about values, not money. One interview with Oprah's network changed everything. They flew me to their studio. I wore a simple red dress, feeling nervous. The host asked about sacrifice, betrayal, redemption. I spoke from the heart about raising Alex alone, about giving everything, about learning to demand respect. Women deserve to be partners, not just supporters, I said. The episode aired and my phone exploded. Messages from mothers, daughters, grandmothers saying, "You gave me courage to speak up." One woman wrote she left an abusive marriage after watching, inspired to value herself. Alex watched with meteors streaming. "Mama, you're changing lives beyond the app." We started the Maria Foundation, using profits to help single mothers start businesses, offering grants, mentorship, tech training. The first class graduated 20 women, all with their own small companies. At the ceremony, I handed out certificate, teshing each one. "This is what real success looks like," I told them, "not millions, but lifting others." Rosa took her first steps in our Miami office, toddling between desks while employees cheered. Ella Nolod capturing it on video. Family and work blended seamlessly. No more separation. Alex promoted me officially to co-CEO. Board meetings became familiar discussions, ideas flowing freely. Young employees brought fresh tech. I brought life wisdom. Together we created features like emergency support for users in crisis, connecting them to local help. It saved lives, literally calls coming in thanking us. Then came the ultimate terra cognon. Forbes named us top family-run company of the year. The photo shoot was in our Chicago headquarters, Alex, Alina, Rosa, and me, all together, smiling genuinely. The article quoted Alex, "Without my mother's strength and love, none of this exists. She taught me respect is the foundation of everything." Reading Heidi cried happy tears again. Personal life blossom need too. I started dating again, a kind retired teacher named Luis from my church. Slow dances, dinners by the lake, feeling young at 68. Alex teased, "Mama, you observe this." Luis fit right in, joining Sunday dinners, playing with Rosa. Life felt full circle, from lonely sacrifice to surrounded by love. One evening on Navy Pier, watching fireworks, Alex took my hand. "Mama, remember when you thought you lost him to ambition?" I nodded, throat tight. "You never lost me," he said. "You saved, showed me what matters." Now look at us building something that helps millions while keeping family first. The fireworks exploded above us, colors reflecting in the water, like our journey bright. Beautiful, earned. Today I wake up grateful. From a cleaning lady who gave everything to a woman who built an empire on respect, love, and grit. Family Link isn't just my son's dream anymore. It's ours, and it will live beyond us, touching generations. To every woman reading this, never forget your worth is not in silent sacrifice, but in standing tall, demanding your place. I did it 65 and found liberation. You can too, at Auntie. This is our story, continuing, growing, shining. The best is yet to come. By late 2026, Family Link had become a household name across America. We were featured on morning shows from Good Morning America to The Today Show. Reporters loved our story, the single mom from Chicago who turned sacrifice into a tech empire built on heart. Alex and I did joint interviews, laughing about old times, how I used to bring tamales to the office during crunch weeks. Viewers connected women especially, sending letters, emails, even showing up at events to hug me and say, "You helped me find my voice." Rosa turned to running around our headquarters like she owned it, which, in a way, she did. Alina planted a big birthday party in Grant Park with family, friends, employees. The sun shone bright, kids played on blankets, food trucks lined up. Luis, my partner, held my hand as we watched Alex chase Rosa through the grass. "This is what we fought for," I whispered to him. He squeezed back. "You earned every bit, Maria." But happiness, like that sometimes, invites shadows. One afternoon in our Chicago office, Alex burst into me, face pale. "Mama, you need to see this." He handed me his tablet and article from a major tech blog. Former partner resurfaces Sophia Klane's family link stole her idea. My stomach dropped. Sophia, the woman who nearly destroyed us years ago, was back giving interviews, claiming she was the real brains behind the original app that we pushed her out and rebranded her work as ours. She had a new book coming out at Talal about toxic family businesses. The comments section sex blood. Some defended us loyal users, saying they remembered the truth. Beautithers newcomers doubted. "Is Family Link built on lies?" one viral post asked. Stock dipped 5% overnight. Board members called worried. We issued a calm statement. The facts speak for themselves. We welcome transparency. But inside, E felt rage mixed with fear. How dare she rewrite history after stealing from us? Carla, my lawyer, Jumpadine. "We still have the court records from the theft case," she reminded me. "Let's counter with facts." We released documents, timestamps, emails proving Sophia took code and clients. Alex went on a popular podcast recounting everything calmly. "My mother saved this company when Sophia tried to burn it down," he said, voice steady. Listeners flooded social media with support. Hashtag #TruthWithFam link trink nationwide. Sophia doubled down, appearing on cable news, painting herself as the victim of a controlling mother-in-law figure, even though we were never related. She twisted stories, making me sound like a jealous meddler. Sales slowed in some markets. New users hesitated. One night, I couldn't sleep walking my condo balcony overlooking the city lights. Luis found me there. "Maria, don't let her steal your peace again. She's desperate for attention. You have built something real." He was right. We turned defense into offense. I wrote an open letter published in major papers. "To the women who have supported us," I began. "This attack is not new. When we stand, Talithers try to pull us down. But truth and love win." I shared details never public before about working nights, cleaning offices while raising Alex alone, about selling everything for his dream, about rebuilding after betrayal. Readers stress banded in waves. Subscriptions surged higher than before. Bookstores reported Sophia's memoir barely selling while our user numbers hit 15 million. Then the sweetest justice came. A federal investigation into Sophia's new company uncovered fraud, fake reviews, paid influencers inflating numbers. She vanished from media, facing charges. Our stock recovered stronger. Alex hugged me tight. "Mama, you turned a poison into power again." We celebrated quietly, just family over dinner. Rosa on me lap, saying "Gamma strong." Out of the mouth of babes. The experience change. This. We added transparency features to the app, showing how decisions are made, quarterly truth reports with users. People loved the honesty. Family Link wasn't just an app anymore. It was a trusted friend. As 2027 dawned, I felt peace deeper than ever. Storms come, but roots hold when planted in respect. 2027 brought milestone birthdays. I turned 70, Alex, 35, Rosa 3. We threw one big party in Miami. Beachfront sunset, glowing as family danced to salsa music. Alina announced she was pregnant again, a boy this time. Cheers erupted. Luis raised a toast to Maria. "The woman who shows us age is just fuel for wisdom." I laughed, feeling young in spirit. Business kept soaring. We expanded into Canada and Mexico, my heritage calling me home. Opening the Mexico City office felt like closing a circle. Standing before employees, many single moms like I once was, I spoke in Spanish and English. "This company exists best." One mother believed in her son. Now we believe in all of you. Tears flowed, hugs followed. The launch broke records, fastest growth in any market. Alex started talking about the future. Mama, one day I want to lead fully, but only when you're ready. I smiled, son. I've been preparing you since you were 5. We created a transition plan. Over 5 years, I would step back from daily operations, booming chairwoman, focusing on the foundation. He would become CEO Eleno, joining as chief people officer. Rosa and the new baby would grow up knowing this legacy. I used my time traveling, speaking at universities, women's conferences, even the United Nations on technology with humanity. Young girls approached wide-eyed saying, I want to be like you when I grow up. I knelt to their level, be better than me, I told them. Build with love, demand respect, never settle. Luis and I married quietly on a Chicago rooftop, just family. Rosa carried flowers, Alex walked med down the aisle. Simple vows, promising companionship, laughter, peace. At 71, ik knew love could bloom again, deeper the second time. One spring morning, Alex called, excited. Mama, Harvard wants to do a case study on us for their business school. We flew to Cambridge, sat before students, eager faces. They asked hard questions about betrayal, growth, family dynamics. Alex answered most, but Tornetto, me, for the final one. What's the secret to your success? I paused. Respect, I said. Respect for self, for family, for every person who helps build your dream. Without it, money is empty. With it, everything is possible. The case became required reading. Professors told us years later, students still reference the Marie effect, choosing ethics over quick wins. Our revenue crossed $1 billion valuation, steady, not flashy. We stayed private, majority family owned. No greedy investors dictating souls. Rosa started kindergarten, drawing pictures of apps and grandmas. The new baby Miguel arrived healthy, loud, full of life. Sunday dinners grew louder, happier. I watched Alexi Troza patience the way I taught him. Full circle. Today at 72, I sit in Mistity, overlooking Lake Michigan, writing these words. Family Link touches 50 million lives daily, connecting people with trust. The foundation has helped thousands of women start businesses. My children and grandchildren know their worth because I finally claimed mine. To every woman, read this. Remember my story. I was 65, broke, heartbroken, betrayed. I chose dignity over silence, strength over pleading. You can too. Age brings power, not weakness. Sacrifice without respect is chains. Love with equality is wings. This journey never ends. Tomorrow brings new challenges, dreams, joys. But the foundation is solid, built in truth, respect, family. From a cleaning lady in Chicago to a legacy that spans continents. This is what one woman demanding her place can create. The torch passes, but the light stays bright. And it will shine for generations because we built in together with heart, hands, and unbreakable spirit. This is our forever story. By 2028, Family Link had crossed oceans. We launched in London, Paris, and Berlin, turning a Chicago-born idea into a global force, connecting people from Tokyo to São Paulo. I flew more than ever at 72, feeling the thrill of new cities tasting. Street food in Bangkok, meeting users in Sydney. Who said your app helped me find honest work when I moved here alone? Alex handled the tech scaling while I focused on culture, making sure every office carried our values: respect, first, family, always. Rosa started school speaking English and Spanish, picking up phrases from employees worldwide. Miguel, my grandson, turned 4, obsessed with coding like his dad. Sunday video calls became chaos. Kids running around, Louise cooking in the background, Alex and Alina updating from wherever they were. Home wasn't a place anymore. It was us, connected no matter the miles. The United Nations invited me to speak on women's economic empowerment through technology. Standing in New York before world leaders, I shared my story from cleaning offices to leading a billion-dollar company. A mother in Afghanistan messaged later, saying she started a small tailoring business using Family Link after hearing me. Tears came reading it. This wasn't just business anymore, it was changing lives. But the biggest test came unexpectedly. A massive cyber attack hit us in early 2029. Hackers from a rogue group targeted family-focused companies demanding ransom or they'd leak user data. Our servers went dark for hours. Millions couldn't access services. Panic spread, news channels blasting tech giant Family Link crippled. Stock plunged 30% overnight. Alex called from London, voice steady, but tired. Mama, they hit us hard. I flew to headquarters, gathering the team. We want pay, I declared. We fight, protect our people. Engineers worked nonstop. I brought food, coffee, moral support like old days. We traced the attack fortified systems, but damage lingered. Users scared, some left. Competitors circled, offering deals to poaching clients. Victor, that old Silicon Valley shark, resurfaced with a takeover bid. Weakened state, perfect time, he emailed Alex. Sell now or lose everything. Board pressure mounted, some wanting to cash out. Alex looked to me. What do we do, partner? I remembered Sophia. I betrayed how we rebuilt stronger. We don't sell our soul, son. We rebuild again. We went transparent, posting updates, apologizing, offering free premium for affected users. I did a live video from headquarters, no makeup, real tired eyes. We're family, I said. Well, fix this together because that's who we are. The response was magic. Users returned, sharing stories of how Family Link helped them through tough times. #families stand strong trended worldwide. Donations poured in from small businesses saying, take this to fight back. Governments offered help. The attack labeled terrorism. Within weeks, we restored services, stronger security than ever. The hackers caught through international effort. Stock recovered higher than before. Analysts called it the Family Link miracle-proof, values win over fear. Alex hugged me in the boardroom, tears in both our eyes. Mama, you always know how to turn crisis into strength. Not me, son, us, our people. We added free cybersecurity tools for small users, giving back. The foundation expanded globally, scholarships for girls in tech. Life settled again, but deeper trust earned through fire. At 7-3. I slowed travel, enjoying Chicago summers with grandkids, teaching Rosa to make tamales, Miguel building apps on a kid's tablet. Luis and I walked a lakefront daily, hand in hand. Success felt quiet now, not flashy headlines, but full hearts. One evening, watching sunset, Alex said, Mama, when I'm your age, I hope I'm half as strong. I laughed, you already are, son. You just needed reminding. The global dream wasn't just growth, it was proof one mother's love rooted in respect can touch the world. The 2030s brought gentler rhythms. I stepped fully into chairwoman role at 75, Alex leading as CEO with Alina beside him. Family Link stabilized at $2 billion valuation, steady, reliable, like a trusted friend. We focused less on expansion, more on depth, improving lives in places we already served. Rosa turned 10, brilliant, confident, coding her own small apps. She won a national science fair with a project connecting elderly users for virtual companionship. Proud doesn't cover it. Miguel 8 followed her everywhere, asking endless questions. Sunday dinners moved to my house, Luis grilling and Alex debating features, Alina chasing kids. Simple, perfect. I wrote a book, finally, from scrubbing floors to building. Empires, published in 2032. It topped bestseller lists, not for business tips, but for the raw truth about demanding, grasped after sacrifice. Book tours felt like conversations, women sharing stories, crying, laughing, healing together. One reading in Los Angeles, a 17-year-old approached. I invested everything in my daughter's restaurant, she said. She pushed me out like you. After reading your story, I demanded my place back. We're partners now. Hugs like that were the real royalty. The foundation hit Amelstone, funding 10,000 women-led businesses worldwide. We built schools in Mexico, named after my mother, teaching tech alongside trades. I visited one, tears flowing, seeing girls' eyes light up with possibility, the same light I saw in Alex long ago. Health slowed me. A bitter arthritis from years of hard work, but spirit stayed fierce. Luis passed peacefully in 2034, holding my hand. Grief came deep, but family carried me. Alex moved closer. Elena organized rotations, so I was never alone. Rosa Reed to me. Miguel showed new inventions. Love multiplied. Family Link went carbon neutral offices, solar powered apps. Optimized for low data users in developing countries. Awards came, but we cared more about letters from people saying, Joe helped me feed my family, find community, feel seen. In 2036, we celebrate 20 years since the rebuild. A quiet event in Grant Park, no press, just users, employees, family. Alex spoke first, then handed me the mic. This woman, he's sad voice cracking, saved me, taught me, built this with love tougher than steel. It looked out at thousands. Thank you for trusting us, for standing with us. Family is just blood, its choice, respect every day. Rosa, now 16, spoke last. My grandma taught me strength isn't loud, it's standing up when you're tired, demanding what you deserve, then lifting others. The crowd roared. Future securing young hands. Today at 80, I sit on my balcony, lakemichigan.com, as rarely before. Grandkids visit great-grandkids Auntie. Family Link thrives, touching 1 billion lives quietly, reliably. My book translated into 30 languages, dog-geared in homes worldwide. I think back to Thather Broken. 65-year-old getting the cruel message, selling everything, being called embarrassment. That woman birthed this life, but she's gone, replaced by on. Who knows her worth, shines without permission. To every soul, redink this. Especially women carrying worlds on tired shoulders, remember my journey? Sacrifice alone isn't noble. Love without respect isn't love. Demand your place, peak your truth, build with those who value you. The flame. Started in a Chicago apartment, passed through. Betrayal fire, global storms, now burns eternal, not because of money or fame, but because one woman finally said enough and meant it. This is the quiet chapter where victory lives, not in noise, but in peace, earned, lived, shared. The story continues in hearts everywhere, especially yours. Shine bright. Serve it, always. By 2040, the world had changed in ways we never imagined. Family Link wasn't just an app anymore. It had become infrastructure woven into daily life across continents, helping billions find work, care, community in ways that felt safe, human. Alex at 45 had gray at his temples, but the same fire in his eyes. Elena led global impact, turning profits into real change. Rosa, 18, headed to Stanford on a full scholarship. In designing an AI feature that detected scams, protecting vulnerable users. Miguel, 14. Already pitching ideas in board meetings, his quiet confidence reminding me of Alex at that age. I turned 82, that Ursel braiding quietly on my balcony with family video calls from office worldwide. Health had slowed my steps, but not my voice. I spoke less in person, more through writings, videos, reaching millions. My second book, Echoes of Respect, became a global text for young leaders, translated into 50 languages. Universities created courses around it, not just business, but life, demanding dignity after sacrifice. The foundation marked 30 years, funding 1 million women-led ventures. We built entire ecosystems in rural India, African villages, Latin American towns where women once invisible led economies. One visit to Kenya stays forever etched. A group of grandmothers like me showed me their cope, started with our grant. We connect cleaners, caregivers, drivers, they said, smiling wide. Just like you did, Mama Maria. I cried, holding their hands, feeling the flame passed far beyond blood. Technology evolved. Quantum computing, but we stayed grounded. Family Link integrated new tools, civically, always asking, does this respect the human? Competitors raced for speed. We chose trust-winning loyalty that money couldn't buy. Governments cunced us on digital policies, citing our model-proof profit and people can align. Personal joys deepened. Rosa graduated top of her class, returning as Chief Innovation Officer. Her first act, open sourcing parts of our code for nonprofits worldwide. Miguel started college early, dual major tech and ethics inspired by family stories. Great-grandchildren arrived for now, filling my home with laughter, tiny hands sticky from treats. Alex faced his own test that year. A health scare heart issue from years of stress. Watching him in hospital bed, pale, vulnerable, I flashed back to raising him alone. He squeezed me hand, Mama. I learned from the best how to fight. Recovery was slow, but it shifted him. He delegated more, spent mornings with kids, afternoons walking the lake with Alina. Balance, he called it the lesson you taught late, but I finally got DOT one evening in 2042. We gathered for a milestone. Family Link reached 3 billion users, half the connected world. No gala, just a global virtual town hall. Alex spoke first, then Rosa Miguel, then me. I looked into the camera, speaking to faces from every corner. This began with one mother's broken heart refusing silence. It grew Becca's "We chose respect every day." To every person watching, demand your worth lift. Others never settle for less than you deserve. Messages flooded in, billions of stories shared. A father in Japan thanking us for reconciling with his daughter. A teen in Brazil starting her business inspired by Rosa. Elders in Europe finding connection after loneliness. The flame wasn't ours anymore. It belonged to the world. At 84, I felt time gentle closing. I wrote letters to each grandchild, great-grandchild, sealing wisdom earned through fire. Respect yourself first, then others. Love fiercely, beautifully. Build to last, not to shine quick. Family is choice every single day. Peace settled deep. From a Chicago apartment, selling everything betrayed to this global light touching Zells everywhere. The journey complete yet endless, carried forward in young hearts. In 2045, I turned 87, the world celebrating not my age, but 70 years since. I first came to America as a young mother, dreams bigger than fear. Family Link marked its 30th anniversary since the rebuild, a generation shaped by values born from pain turned purpose. Alex Dow, 50, fully grailed with wisdom deepened by his scare. Rosa, 25, CEO, unwaiting, already guiding strategy with fresh vision. Miguel, 22, traveling, building bridges in emerging markets, his gentle strength anchoring teams. Alina, chair of the foundation, its impact. Rivaling nations, helping billions rise. The company evolved into a trust, majority owned by employees, users. Communities, not distant shareholders. Profits cycled back, education, health connection. We pioneered universal digital access in underserved places, satellites, apps in local languages, breaking barriers. My parents once faced. My final public act, Camitha year. A global summit on humane technology hosted in Chicago, where it be gone. Wheelchair bound but voice strong. I spoke last. They wheeled me to center stage, Grant Park, filled with thousand screens linking billions. It looked out at faces, young, old, every color, creed. This light began in darkness. Sigh said soft but clear. A mother gave everything, betrayed, pushed aside. But she stood, demanded respect, rebuilt stronger. That choice rippled, touching you, Hirono. I told no new stories, just truth. Sacrifice without voice is chains. Love without equality is cage. Respect is oxygen of every dream. Silence fell, then thunderous applause, standing endless. Rosa joined me on stage, holding my hand, Miguel on the other, Alex, Alina behind with great-grandkids. Family, not just blood, but billions connected by choice. That night, back home, surrounded by generations, I felt complete. No more words needed. The flammeternal burning in young eyes, ready hands, open hearts. Weeks later, peaceful in sleep, I left this world. News spread, gentle, global mourning mixed with celebration. Headlines, simple Maria. The mother of humane tech passes, light lives on. Cities lit. Buildings in our colors, users posted stories how one woman's stand changed their lives. My funeral was quiet, family. Only then, a global day of connection, millions using. Family Link to help Simeon knew, paying forward respect. Alex spoke at the graveside. Mama, you didn't just build a company. You built a better way to be human. Today, the light shines without me, but because of me, because of us. From a heartbroken 65-year-old refusing silence to eternity carried in billions of choices daily. Too. Whoever reads this final chapter, know this truth I learned late but fully. Your worth is not in what you give away silently. It is in standing tall, demanding your place, then using it to lift others. Age is not ending, it is deepening. Pain is not defeat, it is teacher. Betrayal is not end, it is beginning if you choose dignity. The story need, it lives in you now. Demand respect. Build with love. Connect with truth. This was my liberation. This is our eternal light. Shine bright always. You deserve nothing less forever.